So we're going to, guys, sit on this side. This is the best side. Perfect. Okay. So we're gonna learn about this position. This is the back mount. As you can see, he's controlling me with his hands here. His chest is stuck to my back. We call this chest to back position. This is what we call a seat belt, like in a car. You know, you have a seat belt, and there's a control here with the feet. We're gonna look at all of them today. We're gonna focus on escaping. I'm gonna show an escape later. And we're going to focus on control with the feet. There's different ways of doing that. Wednesday, we're going to go into how to attack from this position. Basically using your hands, try and get a choke, maybe an arm bar. But before we want to get some submissions, we need to have a good position, all right? I want to drill with you first the escape, because that way you will know what to look out for when you're maintaining the position. Okay. Again, seatbelt, hooks. His chest is to my back. This is what I have to counter, what I have to get rid of. As you can see, one arm is on top of my shoulder and the other one is underneath. We call this over-under. I don't want to sit like this, because if I sit like this, he's going to wrap this arm around my neck and get a choke. Even though it wasn't perfect technique yet, it was already very unpleasant, all right? What I want to do to escape is I want to fall to the side on which his arm is over. Obviously, protect your neck. Just grab the top arm, one or two hands, whatever. Drop to the side. One. And actually what I'm doing here is not just going to my shoulder, but I actually want to get a little bit already my shoulders towards the mat, because his chest, when it's pinned to my back, he has good control. But when I can get his chest off of my back, his back mount becomes weaker. Yeah. Now his chest is a little bit to my back, but not perfectly anymore. I have two hands on this arm. Squeeze a little bit. Squeeze a little bit. Like, yeah, good. Like, I want to turn more, but his hands are preventing me. So what I'll do is grab two hands on the top arm, and I'll try and strip his arm and put it on the other side of my arm. I have to check the mic if it's not. There you go. Yeah. Otherwise we have to do a retake. Now, when his arm is here, I can move more to the side. At this point, you're losing control, right? You feel that the control is gone. So his reaction normally would be to get on top and go to the mount. If I do nothing, stay here. Yes, so go. Yeah. He's controlling me with the mount, okay? So go back a little bit. We were here. Ooh, yeah. There's two ways that I'm preventing this from happening. One is getting the arm close to my body, and two, I'm dropping my weight on this leg here. So try and come to the top. It's a lot harder. Yeah. Eventually he'll get it, but it's buying me time. Time to do a switch. So this leg, I'm sticking it through, and I'm turning my body, and now I'm on top in the close guard right now. Yeah. Okay. So being on top obviously is much better than being on bottom. Okay, we're here. He's got the hooks, he's got the seat belt. This arm is threatening my neck, so I want to grab it with one, preferably two hands. Drop to the side, his arm is over my shoulder. And already try and move a little bit your shoulders towards the mat. A very common mistake here is people will roll like this, but look, it gets worse for you. Stay on top, please. Stay. Follow me. There you go. And stretch my body. So that's worse, right? So we don't want to move the shoulder there. We want to move the bottom shoulder out, like this. There you go. Eventually you're going to get stuck because of the arms. Two hands to one, and I'm going to, it's like a baseball bat, grab the arm and basically strip it and put it over my head. Pin it against the neck head. Some people think they have an arm lock here. It's nothing, but it's annoying. Yeah. Your weight is on his bottom leg. For him now it's hard to get on top. He might want to try and get on top, but it's okay, you know. At the time that he's doing it, I'm gonna stick my leg through and get to the top position here. Okay. Now I escape the back mount. This is a very basic escape. We're gonna drill it one by one. Are there any questions? This is the back mount. He's going to want to fall to that side, right? So this is what he wants to do. Wait a minute, please. Okay, here the most important part is not about escaping right away. Usually it takes a longer time. But when you're to the side, it's harder for me to choke you. So there's always a little bit of space here. So that's good for him. So he'll want to fall to that side, making it harder for me. We're going to go through 3, eventually 5, but first start off with 3 controls we can use with our legs. The first 3, each one of you should be able to do. The last 2, only people that have taller, longer legs or are fighting somebody that's smaller. Yeah. So his response will be falling to this side here. What I want to do here is want to release. This, by the way, is the first control, just 2 hooks in. I want to get one foot on his hip, push him down, and the other one goes in front of his hip, like this. Yeah. So this is what we call control number 2. If you're smaller, you might not be able to reach the opposite hip with this foot here. So if you're smaller, you're going to hook it on the bottom leg, like this. Obviously, I'm not smaller, so this is suboptimal for me, but if you are have smaller legs, this is actually really good control, because we want to control always both sides of the hip. Now, if he's trying to escape, it's very hard for him to get the legs out. Yeah? But you can see he's moving to this side. I prefer to have him on the other side like this. Opa. Follow me, Mr. Cameraman. Okay. So when we're here, we're getting into what's called the fat man control. Especially when you're fighting a bigger guy, it might sometimes be hard, or you might lose the top hook right here. And he's also trying to keep this closed. Yeah. So what I'll do here is I'll reach over his hip and I'll lock the feet behind his butt, basically. Yeah. This is what we call the fat man control. It is important that you have his hip, though. If you're here, his hip is free, he might turn his hip here and you might lose the back mount. Yeah. Also, I'm on the other side of his body right now, on the underhook side. Yeah. Okay, so these are the 3 controls we're going through right now. This is basically the first control, so one hook here, controlling both sides of his hips from the inside. He'll want to go to this side, to the overhook side. I'm putting my foot on his hip. I can push down a little bit and bring the other foot across both hips, basically. If he tries to escape regardlessly, I'm going to try and bring him over to the other side. He'll start defending this second hook. I'll bring it over his hip and close it behind his butt, right here. Yeah? Okay. So there's basically 3 controls we're going through like I just showed you guys. So one more time, this is number 1. He'll drop to the side, foot on the hip, other foot comes across. If you're smaller, put it on the other leg. He'll try and escape regardlessly. I'm going to hook and bring him to the other side. He'll try and defend the second hook from coming in. Come over the top, cross your feet behind his butt, like this. Fat man control, or control number 3. Yes? Okay. So with your partner, you're going to go over all 3 of these controls. All right? 1, 2, 3. So why do people not want the second hook to come in, the major reason is points. Because if I get both hooks in like this, hold it for 3 seconds, I'm getting 4 points. In Jiu-Jitsu at least, right? So you're gonna see this a lot. In terms of control, I would say this is at least as good, maybe even better. Yeah. As we've talked about, I might be struggling here to get this foot inside. He's also, for him, this is also the bad side. Escaping to this side on the underhook side is much harder than to that side. So as we're struggling here, he might try and throw me over to the other side. Sorry, boss. Boom. And we're getting to number 4, which is actually that body triangle here. And now this one is not everybody will be able to do this, all right? So if you're not able to do this, you're gonna stick to practicing the first 3, no big problem. Why is not everybody able to do this? Some people just have smaller legs, or they have an opponent that is too big, too high calorie. My foot should be like this, like a boot. Yeah, here. If it's like this, like a ballerina, I'm not sure if that's an English word, and he's giving some pressure forwards with his hip, he might, well, of course, he might injure my ankle here. Yeah. So if you're not able to do this, you don't have an effective body triangle. You shouldn't try it. It's good. For him, I can actually squeeze a little bit. And how does this feel to you?
Very unpleasant.
Yes, exactly. It gets better for you if you go to the other side here. As he's doing that, I'm bringing, and I have to do this a little bit slow, okay? So, as he's doing that, I'm bringing the outside foot. I can block it a little bit, but if I can't block it anymore, I'm bringing it inside, and I'm trying to hook the other leg like this. Now this is control number 5. And this one is actually the best control you can have in terms of control. I've put him on the underhook side. There's a body triangle, and the foot is on the inside here. From here we start attacking the neck for chokes, which we'll dive into later. Yeah? Okay. So if you are able to do the body triangle, do all 5 of them. If you're not able to do it, just do the first 3. All right? So starting here again, he's going to drop to the side. This is obviously 1, 2. He's going to try and escape more. I'm hooking. I'm bringing him over to the other side, wrapping around his hips, closing my feet behind his butt. From here, I'll try and get the foot in. He'll drop to the other side, maybe try and escape. Bring the foot, hook it over your own leg, make a body triangle. Squeeze, make him suffer, bring the foot to the inside, and now you've got the final control, number 5. Yeah. These are all 5 controls that are all pretty good. They're all good. This one is my preferred one, and he's most stuck. Just try and move around a bit. He also has to worry about his neck. He's not going anywhere. Yeah? Okay. So these are all 5 controls we're using to control somebody on the back. If I'm just checking with you, it gets worse and worse and worse every time. Yeah, so the more he struggles, the worse it gets for him in terms of control. It's like an anaconda snake. Yes? Try and recreate this. At least do the first 3. If you can, do the other 2 as well. Yeah? 1, 2, 3. So for back mount, it's important to have my chest against his back. Some form of control on the lower body with my feet, always controlling both sides of his hips. And get like my arms have to control him as well. We didn't go into that today, but we're going to go into that on Wednesday. For him to escape, show the escape, he has to go to the overside arm, bring the arm over here, and try and turn and get on top. Now he's in my guard. and we're no longer, I'm no longer on top. I don't have pressure on him. Okay. I've been showing you guys 5 ways to control with the lower body. It shouldn't be done exactly in the order that I showed you guys. You have to adapt to the situation. Yes. Sometimes you go from 1 to 2 to 4 to 3 to 5. You keep switching, whatever comes up. But we have to start somewhere, so that's why I showed you guys this drill. Okay, one more time the drill. He's going to drop and fall to the overhook side. I'm going to put my foot on his hip and bring the other foot across. Maybe if you're smaller, hook the bottom leg like this. Yeah. From here, he's going to try and keep escaping. Wait, not too fast, man. Not too good. I'm going to hook his top leg and bring him over to the other side. Boom. And he's going to protect this side because he don't want to get points scored against him. I'm going to the fat man control right here. As we're continuing this fight for the hook, he might switch over to the other side again. And now I should bring this bottom foot across and hook it. And here I can squeeze. The style of jiu-jitsu that I like is getting in control and then making the guy suffer in my control. Because if I can make him suffer, he's losing a lot of energy. I'm not. And eventually he's going to make a mistake and he's going to give me his neck, maybe his arm or something else. If he doesn't make a mistake though, and he's taking the pressure off the right way, he's dropping to the other side and he's basically going to give me control number 5, bringing my foot between his legs, hooking the top leg right here. All right. That was the drill for today.